Hey everybody, it's John from JonLoomer.com and Jon Loomer Digital on Facebook. Here with another edition of my video blog where once a week, every Thursday, I answer a couple of your questions. So if you don't already like my Facebook page, make sure you do now. It's Jon Loomer Digital. And so usually Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll throw out a post that says Ask Me Anything. And at that point, ask me anything, hopefully regarding social media marketing in some way. And I'll always grab what I can. Now, in the past, these have been running a little long, and some people have complained, and I can understand, going 15, 20 minutes plus sometimes. So going forward, what I'm going to do is instead grab one, maybe two questions, and try to keep this under 10 minutes. Okay? So let's go. Here's just a couple of them. First of all, Moshki, your question. I'm seeing conversion tracking in some of my ad accounts. Is this a new feature that Facebook is rolling out? What are the best ways to utilize it? Does it cancel out using other analytics tools like Google Analytics? I am going to try to answer all those. Those are really good questions, something that most people have no idea about. It's a feature that was originally only available to a select few big brands, okay? But now it's available to everybody. Now, a little bit of extra reading for you. On my site, on my blog, I put this blog post out, Facebook Ad Conversion Tracking, How to Create an Offsite Pixel. You're going to want to know how to do this. And it provides background on what it is and why. And there's also this blog post, a guest post from Dennis Yu, the most amazing thing you've never heard of on Facebook if you're a direct marketer, with some more advanced kind of generalities there about what you can do. Okay? But here, in a nutshell, let me explain this. Conversion tracking and offsite pixels. Okay? So when you create a Facebook ad, it drives people to your website. So this is particularly for people who want to drive specific action, okay? So maybe it's a purchase, maybe it's subscribing to your newsletter, maybe it's filling out a form to as a lead, right? A business lead. And actually, I've listed all the various things you can set up. So it's checkouts, registrations, leads, key page views, adds to cart, and other website conversions. So what Facebook will do when you create this offsite pixel and you put it on your site, and I'll explain a little bit of that here in a second, Facebook will use optimized CPM to target your ad of people most likely to perform one of these actions. Powerful stuff. But the biggest thing here is the tracking. Previously, when you created a Facebook ad driving people to your website, you kind of lost them after that, okay? So you knew how many clicks you were getting. You didn't necessarily know how many conversions you were getting. I mean, you can track some of that potentially with Google Analytics. However, with this offsite pixel, Facebook gives you a piece of code that you then put on your website on a specific page, right? So if it's for a checkout, you'd probably want to put it on the page where after the checkout's completed. So they've made the purchase where you're like, thank you for your purchase, here it is, whatever. You would put it in the head tags to alert Facebook that this is complete. And then within the actions metrics that they give you, Facebook gives you to say, hey, there's an action for you. And then you can start measuring ROI. You can say, hey, I spent $100 on this Facebook ad. I got $200 in conversions. Boom. Now you know how much it's worth to you. So this is really, really big, really interesting. Now, so make sure you read this post to let you know how to do it. It's really not all that complicated. Some of it, have to be a little technical in terms of, placing that code in your head tags. But if you're on WordPress in particular, I give you everything you need to do it, okay? All right, so to finish answering your questions, what are the best ways to utilize it? It's really for tracking conversions, okay? So to measure ROI, the true value of your advertising. Because before we were focusing so much on clicks, and you're like, clicks and cost per click, and you could say, wow, I'm getting this great cost per click here, and I'm not over here, so the one that's a lower cost per click must be more successful. It might not be true at all. Now with measuring the conversions, you can actually split test and say, I spent $100 on this ad, $100 on this ad. Cost per click may be completely different. The rates at which you're getting people going through may be completely different, but one ad may get you far more conversions. And that can be especially true like targeting certain countries and whatnot. So really important in terms of determining success of Facebook ads. And let me see here. Does it cancel out using other analytics tools like Google Analytics? Absolutely not. And actually, Dennis, in his guest post, talks about how you can use those two together. Okay? So I hope that helps. Everyone's homework. Try this out, especially if you have a website where you're trying to drive some sort of conversion. Try it out. I'm trying it out myself right now. Okay, let's see what we got here for time. Okay, I'll try to get one more in here. Chad, with the abundance of data insight you can download from Facebook, what are the key measurables to track for your page? And when should you be concerned over the numbers, for example, negative feedback? Write your article on this one. At what percentage of unlikes and highs should you be concerned? Me personally, I ignore reach just because I've always called it an imaginary number that Facebook could just tell you reached 10,000 today instead of 1,000, and you just have to take their word for it. So I completely ignore reach. And the other one is viral reach, because I've seen so many discrepancies with that where the numbers simply do not add up that I don't care about those two. What I care about is the two things. First of all, with reach, the things that you want it to lead to, right? You want it to lead to engagement. You want it to lead to people sharing stuff, commenting, liking, but it really kind of goes in that order. I want them to share it first, I want them to comment second, and like third. I mean, like's fine. It's good for EdgeRank if they like stuff, and then they'll continue to get my content and whatnot. But the sharing and commenting, most important. So I definitely take a look at those individual things. The click-through as well. Clicking on links, you'll get those within the get that data within the exports. Also in the exports, you'll find out how many of your actual fans, not just people in general, fans are engaging with your content. I look at that. So for me, I look at really those engagement metrics and drill down, not just necessarily engagement in general, but I start looking at shares, comments, likes, link clicks, all right, click through. Those are all important to me. So that's the main thing. And then you ask about negative feedback. I don't think there's a global rate of negative feedback that should concern you, because it really is going to depend on several factors like your industry, your type of content, and really the two main things, to be honest with you, because certain types of content people aren't gonna. It's gonna be really fluff stuff, because you're gonna get negative feedback not only from your fans but from non-fans. So if you have really popular content and it's also something that is polarizing, like politics or religion, something like that, and if your fans are really active with your page and comment and like, it's gonna be shared with their friends. Their friends disagree. They're gonna start hiding it, marking it as spam, etc., etc. So for me, it's something you need to monitor based on relevancy to your own results, right? Did negative feedback suddenly spike? Well, why? What was the type of content you shared, or how often did you share on that day? Did you promote it? I mean, these are all the things you have to weigh yourself. So it's really, you don't want to compare it necessarily to others, but to your own content and experiment your own results and experiment. So if you're getting a lot, you want to find your baseline, right? Maybe start posting a little less often, or even increase the frequency to see when is it you're going to start getting more reports for spam and negative feedback and that kind of thing. So that's my answer. Hope you found it helpful. Sorry for the rest of you who I did not get to. Please keep trying. And once again, make sure you like my page on Facebook, Jon Loomer Digital. Thanks. Have a good weekend.